Oh my God, this is death right here.
This is gorgeous.
I find it hard to believe I'm not gonna die.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ride the Bean. Today I am back at my cabin, and it's been a little while since the last video I recorded. Now, in the last video I left France and sort of ended that chapter of my journey. Since then I've been in Norway, just working, saving up a little bit of money, and planning what I'm doing next. But for the last couple of weeks, I have been on a little bit of an adventure here in Norway. When I was in Florence, if you remember in the last series, I came to Florence, and it was raining the whole time. But I stayed in a hostel there, and I met a really cool guy who stayed in my room, and we sort of kept in touch since then. And he is also a fellow YouTuber. And he was planning to come to Norway around this time. So we figured, why not do something together? I can show him Norway, and I can sort of learn from him, see how he does things, and get a little bit of an adventure from it. So meet Kyle from the YouTube channel Nomadic Ambiance. So welcome to Norway and to my cabin.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
How's it been traveling Norway for a bit?
It's been pretty fun. The weather's been all over the place. We've had some cold days, some snowy days, sunny days, just cloudy, wet.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just been fun. It's been beautiful. Like, I've just never seen any landscape like this in my life. And
Yeah.
so, I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of sad that the trip is kind of coming to an end at this point, but I think this is a good way to wrap up the trip. Just out here in this cabin. It's very peaceful. Yeah, it's just not all these distractions. We had a very clear night last night. I've never seen so many stars in my life. So, yeah, it's been great. Norway it's such a beautiful country. I'm really loving it. Yeah,
That's cool. You want some coffee, maybe?
of course.
So, so where are you from? Where in the world are you from?
From the U.S. Usually, thank you. So, originally, I'm from Chicago. Grew up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And before I started my more nomadic lifestyle, I was living in Los Angeles. And yeah, so now I kind of just live wherever I want at this point. So, yeah.
How did you get into traveling or YouTube for that matter? Like, what made you?
So traveling came first. Traveling started when I was just inspired by a guy. I was doing an internship a while back, and I met a guy. He was also a photographer, but we actually worked together in tech. And he was just showing me all these incredible places that I've never seen before. It's just like, it's one thing when you just open up books, open up your like history books and stuff, and you see all this like these really beautiful places and architecture, but you never really think about them existing in real life. And he was one of the first people in my life who kind of showed me like, yeah, these places really exist. You can really go to the Great Wall of China. You can really see the Eiffel Tower, visit Machu Picchu. These are all accessible places. And I was finally, for the first time in my life, making a little bit of money. And I just thought, like, it's just now or never. I want to go somewhere. I'm really inspired. I want to see these places. And I just booked a ticket just out of impulse. And the first place I was thinking, I was so nervous because I was like, language barriers, cultural differences, like where can I go? I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about traveling or visiting a foreign country. None of my family travels. Nobody. yeah, I just had no one I could really reach out to for any actual advice, and so I just booked a ticket. I was like, I'll go to England. They speak English, and
How old were you?
man, I think I was 21 at the time. Yeah, because I was doing the internship, and then went to England. I had an amazing time. Then I went to Scotland, traveled around Scotland, visited the mostly just like Edinburgh. Spent like a day in Glasgow and visited the Highlands out there. And it's just so beautiful. And that trip lasted maybe around 9 or 10 days. It wasn't that long, but then maybe a month after that, I was like, okay, that was fun. That was fun. Now I really want to get out of my comfort zone. Then I went to Peru.
Peru.
And then Peru blew my mind. And
That's one of my favorite countries.
Yeah, I had the most amazing time. At first, I was kind of like the altitude. Like I got a little bit of altitude sickness like the first couple of days, and I was like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? But then after I kind of adjusted to like the altitude there, it was totally fine, and I had a great time. And I was actually in Peru for about 3 weeks, and that at the time had to have been the longest I think I've ever been away from just my home, like my hometown. Yeah, and then like from that point on, that kind of just set like, okay, I want to do more of this. I want this to be my lifestyle, and I was always working in tech, and so I guess the lucky thing for me is that I've always been lucky to come across jobs where I don't have to sit in office, and I always made sure that was one of the key things I was always looking for when it came to finding work. It's either how many remote days do I get, or can I just work from home 100%? And some jobs were either or, but I always just made that my primary focus. And from there, I just kept traveling, and you know how it is. You just start getting addicted, and it's just like,
can't stop.
This is better. Yeah, this is just a better lifestyle. I just like it. The kind of people you meet, the kind of cultures that impact you, and all the like amazing like foods you can try, and just things like that. It's just like it always felt like when I was home, I was on vacation from traveling, and so
yeah, I feel like that sometimes too. It's so. How did you start a YouTube channel? What is your YouTube channel about?
So my YouTube channel is Nomadic Ambiance. I kind of started that channel without like the idea. Like I didn't really think my channel was gonna grow, or most people were gonna find interest in it. At one point in time, I was just making videos, but like mostly for myself, because I do struggle with insomnia. I have a very, very difficult time sleeping, a lot of sleep paralysis, and it used to just like really bother me like as a kid and stuff. And when I got older, I just I don't know how I did, I kind of just stumbled upon like the ASMR community, and then I also kind of found the videos of like the relaxation kind of videos, like nature and different soundscapes and stuff, and I was thinking like, oh, I would love to contribute to videos like this. At the time, I had no experience with video, just doing a lot of photography, just learning from school. And I wanted to more transition into video so I can make videos like this, but mostly just for myself. And I just kind of started just uploading things here and there. YouTube channel didn't really do well, and I didn't even have video, because at the time I didn't have a camera capable of video. I think I was shooting with like a Nikon DSLR or something like that. I didn't have any video capability, so I would just take a photo of a cool place, and then I would just go and record soundscapes of these places and just put them on YouTube. And then I slowly actually started to grow one day, And then I was like, oh, maybe I should just buy an actual video camera. Oh, I'll get some coffee. But I was thinking, okay, I think I'm gonna go buy myself a nice video camera, and then I ended up buying some Sony camera. I can't remember which one it was at the time. And I just started like, okay, I think I really, really want to do this. There's actually people out here who feel like me and stuff. And how did it happen? I just started making videos like here and there. And I think until I started doing more of the walking style videos. And I always wanted to just like, well, let me back up for a minute, because the whole idea that inspired my channel really was originally with the videos where it's kind of static and you're just looking at these maybe like these rivers and waterfalls. The examples that I used to see online kind of drove me crazy, I guess, as a traveler, because it would just be like 12 hours of some waterfall or some cityscape or some ocean somewhere. You're just listening to ocean waves, which was very cool, but I always wondered where these places were, or were these sounds even real and authentic. And I thought it would just be better. I thought it would be a cool concept to actually travel to these locations and say, okay, now instead of listening to some cityscape, you're actually listening to an authentic cityscape of New York. And instead of listening to, I don't know, some ocean sounds, now you're at Glacier Lagoon, and you have this authentic video with sounds that are like kind of transport you to these locations instead of just some waterfall somewhere, you know,
or a static picture.
You're actually in these real places. Like, I'm really going to travel to these places and record sounds from these locations, and I thought that was kind of a different thing, and it really made me excited, and it really made travel even more exciting for me than it already was.
Now you had a purpose.
It kind of gave a purpose, and it kind of forced me to just get out, see places that maybe I wouldn't normally have gone to, or have experiences that I would have never had. And and then I started I don't know what really, at the time, I think I remember there was a few YouTubers kind of doing like the walking tour videos, but at the time I don't think there was anyone doing it for any sort of relaxation or chilling out purposes. I always thought they were just kind of just tours of streets and stuff like that, and I was always thinking like, maybe I can make this a little different and try to find areas where maybe it's like raining, because so I really like the sound of water, and like no matter what its form is, like the sound of just snow falling on an umbrella, rain falling on an umbrella, ocean sounds, rivers, like just like lakes, and when you hear like glaciers cracking and stuff like that, like all those kinds of sounds is what I really, really find soothing. So that's why a lot of my videos are usually like in the rain, the snow, near some ocean, near some river. That is what I find.
So basically, there's like long format videos with calming sounds to help people sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so originally I just made it for me to help myself sleep. But then, with sharing it, I started doing more of these like walking tours, but I would specifically go after rain and things that I found relaxing versus kind of just walking through, I don't know, a city, regular sunny day, lighting's all dramatic. It's kind of very contrasty. It's not really it doesn't really inspire me to like really shoot. But then when you have this like very like this moody kind of weather, and it's rainy, and it's like, I don't know, the drama, especially like what we've seen here. But that is what I find very, very relaxing and stuff.
Yeah.
Versus like a perfect sunny day. And so I started kind of shooting that, and then I think I had two videos kind of go viral that I shot in New York, and I didn't even think anything. I was working. I was actually in New York for work, and I was working on a project, and it just kept storming. And then I remember I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna film this or whatever. They get a lot of rain in New York over the summer. This is a summer project. And then I shot the video, and I just went to sleep. I didn't think anything of it. Like the next day, I just wake up to just emails. The video's getting like so many views, and I'm getting like text messages. I'm getting like your videos on Twitter and your videos here, and I was just like, what is going on? And at this time, I may have had like under 1,000 subscribers at this time, and then it just looked like within a month, like 100,000.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, who are these people? Like, it's just so wild. Like when I saw how the numbers went, and yeah, and then from there, I was just like, okay, when I get my first actual paycheck from YouTube, I think I'm just gonna just keep reinvesting into more equipment, more things that hopefully, I mean, maybe this YouTube channel can be a real thing, and that's how everything just came about.
That's interesting. So you just completely random.
Yeah, it was random.
That's something I've also thought about, like all these like little things that you don't think much about in the moment, but they turn out to change your life completely.
Yeah,
it's like how I found coffee. It was like a random day, a guy asked me for a coffee, and I just made it for him, and I thought it was fun. And then I went down the YouTube rabbit hole for weeks, just learning about coffee. And now I've been working with it for 15 years, and it's my life.
Yeah,
just from something.
It's been
random.
great. Yeah,
You meeting the photographer and inspiring you to travel, and then it's so fascinating. I always find those things so interesting.
Yeah, it's like there's little moments that just happen in your life that lead you to where you are, and sometimes you question, like, yeah, if I wouldn't have had that one interaction in my life, or if I never did that thing that I said I was gonna do, would I even be here?
Yeah.
It's a wild thing to think about.
So we met in Florence in Italy.
Yeah.
What were you doing there at the time?
What was I doing? So my plan was to spend about 30 days in Italy, and then spend about 30 days in Switzerland. And I didn't know what I was going to do in Italy. I didn't know a whole lot about Italy. Florence was just kind of a stopover. I was trying to either buy something camera related or buy something drone related. So I was only in Florence for a couple days, and I did want to do like some sightseeing. So it wasn't really just a plan for filming anything. I was gonna go off from there, and then I was gonna go to Venice, and I was gonna make videos there. And I've actually never uploaded anything from Venice, just because it was way more chaotic than I pictured it in my head. I thought it was
everyone thinks it's quiet there, but it's so many
thought
tourists.
It was going to be the most relaxing, chill, peaceful place. Like, no, it's loud, and I was on like the main canal, and yeah, I sit back and even look at. I still have the footage. I look at it, and I'm just like, I can't really. I don't know if I really want to share this. But yeah, Florence just happened to just be. It was just very random, ending up in Florence, and it was interesting because I was just like, I didn't even know if I wanted to stay in a hostel. I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna just stay here a couple days. I really want to see some of the museums and stuff, so I just book a hostel. Yeah, be fine. So it was completely random, and then I ended up meeting you.
Yeah.
So it was great.
And you mentioned that you were thinking of going to Norway? Because you have been to Norway before, right? You have
I was
been to the
in-
Lofoten Islands.
I was in Lofoten Islands last year, and that was it. That was it. I flew into Oslo and took a small plane up north, and then just got a car, and I was in Lofoten Islands for about 3 weeks, and just had a really, really amazing time. And that was my introduction to Norway, but I did want to go back, and I knew, like, after the Switzerland and Italy trip, I would have a little bit more time on my visa. And so that's when I talked to you, and I was like, well, I'm thinking about, I might have about 20 or 30 days left. I think I want to go to Norway. And the people on my channel seem to really enjoy the videos from Norway last year. I think I only made 2 or 3, but I was like, yeah, I really want to go to Norway. Norway's beautiful, and I really want to see more of like the Western fjords that we talked about. And so it was great. It was great.
Yeah, that was fun. So what happened we met in Bergen. So I flew from Trondheim to Bergen, and then we rented a car.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have a specific plan. We just sort of planned on winging it, trying to see some of the most interesting places in Norway.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see Norway?
I'm really excited, man. This is gonna be amazing. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Just getting out, seeing the fjords, getting on some boats, and just seeing what Norway has to offer, man. I'm really excited. Last year I did Lofoten Islands, and now we're just gonna do the western coast, I guess. And just excited, bro.
It's gonna be fun.
Super excited, man.
So we're just gonna spend a few days.
And we got upgraded.
Driving the west fjords of Norway. So we've rented a car, and we're gonna see what happens along the way. We rented a tiny car, but we got upgraded to this thing, a Suzuki something. So we started off in Bergen and then went to the Hardangerfjord, but the weather was too good, so you didn't really end up filming too much there. It was like a completely still lake and sunny blue skies.
Yeah, we've had a few of that. Like I think I came out here because I wanted the snow.
Yeah.
But then I have to deal with the reality that a lot of things are going to be frozen. Not everything is going to be accessible. But I think out of what we did see, we got some good stuff, and then we did find fjords that weren't frozen. So.
Yeah, and after Hardanger, we went to a place called Flåm. And I had never been there before either, but this guy in the reception in Bergen recommended us to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just randomly followed this narrow path up through the Flåm Valley, and we came to a...
But you've never been there?
I'd never been there, no.
Wow, I thought you had been there before.
No, never.
Okay.
I heard about it, but I never really...
Oh, okay.
But then we came to a river, and I just saw your face light up when we saw some houses.
Yeah, the river was amazing. Something like this just exists. It's just crazy. It's just here.
This is the first time I see you really excited.
Because it's the first time we came somewhere where there's massive trucks just rolling through every 2 seconds. It's actually very peaceful. Like, you don't hear anything. All you hear is nature. You hear the river. You hear
a big ass microphone.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. Look at this.
Yeah, and then we spent like what, 2-3 days?
Yeah. But
over there?
That was one of the instances where I was sort of... that was a very interesting experience, because the first day when we got there, it was a little bit late, and we were looking for a place to sleep. And I found I found on Google Maps what I thought was a hotel at the top of the valley. But the road was just getting narrower and narrower, and more difficult to ride on, and then we got stuck. And I was having so much fun trying to run around and get the car out, but you felt differently.
Oh yeah, no, I was having an anxiety attack.
What was
on the side of?
What was that experience for you, like?
I mean, it felt like I was just looking at death, in a way. We're literally on the side of a cliff, and it's so narrow. It's so narrow. You can't just back up and just turn around. So we're driving backwards. There's like on one end, there's like a slope where if you just kind of get on this slope, I didn't know if the car was just gonna like just fall over. And on the other side, we have no guardrails or anything, and it's just it's some rocks. But I mean, it's just a drop, and so I'm like, okay, we have to back up, and the weather is just absolutely terrible today, and it's getting dark, and I'm just like, how are we gonna get out of this?
I think this is the only place we're going to be able to do this, and we're going to be creeping down this all night. Oh my God, this is death right here. Keep going. Got it. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, stop. All right, now do it again. All right, you're good.
Hey, we made it!
Fuck, man. This guy had to vlog, man. Fuck.
Oh,
I'm trying not to die.
this is the most interesting things to film, isn't it?
Dying? Something like that? That was not fun. Let's get the fuck out.
What do you mean this was not fun? This is like...
Even if there is a hotel up there, I don't give an absolute shit. You might need a snowmobile to get up. Like, I find it hard to believe there's an accommodation up there.
This is funny.
Who would get there? Why would you even have an accommodation like this?
Because it's beautiful.
You can't even
Everyone
get to
wants
it.
to go. Yeah, you can.
No.
It's just it's a little bit tricky in winter. That's it. If we had a smaller car, we would have gotten up there. The difference between an American and a Norwegian in nature.
I don't call it nearly dying adventure.
I love these things. This is
No.
you have to live a little bit on the edge. This wasn't dangerous. It was just a little bit tricky. I'm sure you could get some really nice shots up there, though.
Well, that's what we have Trump.
I'm definitely coming here on a motorcycle at some point. This is awesome. This is a perfect road for a bike.
You do that.
And I was just like, and I'm with this guy, and at this time, I'm just meeting you. And I'm just like, oh man, this guy's having the time of his life. So I need to figure out, like, I'm just like, well, let me just try to figure out what we can do. And, but I mean, in the end, it wasn't as bad as I originally thought it was.
Nah,
but it was a pretty scary moment at first.
That was a very interesting experience for me because, like, I sort of had this moment of realization afterwards when we talked in the car on the way back.
Yeah.
Because you were really freaked out, and I was so excited, had all the adrenaline running.
Yeah.
And I just I realized how differently we saw the situation, and that's probably because of our backgrounds. We have very different backgrounds, and so how that influences how we see situations and how we deal with situations.
Yeah.
Like that.
I am still getting used to snow.
Yeah.
You know, like it's only been these past couple of years where I've been going to some very snowy places.
Yeah.
But even just driving in snow, it's still like it's not really the norm for me. And mountains and cliffs,
Yeah.
it's just not really my thing. And so yeah, I was just really uncomfortable.
I kind of learned a lot about myself in that moment because
Yeah.
I sort of realized, okay, fuck, I need to learn how to read other people's reactions better, because I was just in my own bubble having so much fun, but I didn't see how you were reacting, and it sort of reminded me a little bit about some of you guys probably remember when Jonathan and I crossed the Pyrenees. It was a similar situation. I was having so much fun just like gunning it up the mountain, and Jonathan was scared shitless. And sort of, again, I got like a flashback to the same situation. I was just like, okay, I need to learn how to sort of read other people and sort of tone it down a little bit in some situations and try to analyze it.
Yeah, for me, it was just like being from originally I'm from Chicago. It does get a lot of snow, but I didn't grow up in Chicago, so I don't have much. I don't have much experience with crazy abundance of snow, and so just growing up in Atlanta where it hardly ever snows, and then living in LA where it doesn't snow at all.
Yeah.
Just this YouTube channel is what's pushed me to visit some of these places, because going to places that have a lot of snow, Switzerland, Norway, doing Iceland and stuff like that is it's still relatively new. So
You're throwing it into your shot.
Oh my god. If I could have got that to the water, man, I wanted to get that chunky one. Hold on.
You're like a little kid. This is what we used to do as kids.
Really? Well, I never had a childhood in the snow, man. So give me a break. Ugh. Oh! Yeah. Okay. Whoa. It's deep. It must
Oh, look at that crane.
And it has something in its mouth.
A fish. Oh, that's beautiful.
It
Wow.
got something.
Your viewers should know how much work and effort you go through
To get the perfect
to
sound.
get the perfect sound and the shots.
Yeah, man. This is probably as good as it's gonna get right here.
Wow. Yeah, this is. Whew. Oh, it's shaky. Bobbing up and down.
That's you, man. Big Norwegian.
What do you think? What do you feel like you've learned, or one of the most important lessons that you've learned through your YouTube channel, or
most important lessons.
or most interesting? What do you feel like the YouTube channel and the traveling has taught you that you're really embracing or sort of realizing, I guess, in a way?
More about just keeping an open mind with things.
You feel like you become braver through the channel, like pushing your boundaries a little bit?
I wouldn't call it brave, because in most cases I still am scared shitless in a lot of situations. It's just just really trying to think things through and just saying what is the worst that can really happen in a situation like that, and really just trying to push myself. So even though the feeling of being scared is still there, it's just kind of I'll never have this opportunity again. I'll never be able to do this. I think about some of the times from my childhood, or just when I was younger, and I may have had some opportunity to do something, like climb a mountain, or just do something, and at the time I'm just you know what, I think I'm just gonna stay in my bubble, my safety zone and stuff. And then you think about it later, and then you're I should have done that. That probably would have been so cool. Or you see the pictures that everyone took when they did it, and then you're oh man, I should have been there. I should have pushed myself to really do it. And so I wanted to kind of push myself to say yes to more things, and yeah, and just keep an open mind. So even though like the feelings, the fearness hasn't gone away, it's still like it's more just trying to push myself
Well,
a little bit more.
being scared is completely normal and fine.
Yeah.
But being able to actually push through that and do it even though you're feared and even though you're scared, that's that's impressive. That's what I also have figured out, because that's why I started the YouTube channel in the first place, because I was really shy. Well, I still am, and very socially awkward. But I started the YouTube channel because it was the most uncomfortable thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Well, me and Pia at the time, both of us were pretty shy and introverted people.
Wow.
But we started it because we wanted to push ourselves, and being in front of a camera was the most uncomfortable thing we could think of. And so that's why we did it. And through that, I've learned so much. I've sort of learned that it's not that dangerous. It's a camera. It can't hurt me.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, just holding up a camera in public is really scary. You feel so awkward. You feel like everyone is staring at you.
Yeah.
But then you realize that everyone is living their life. When I walk past someone holding up a camera, I just glance at them. I think, huh, strange, and then I walk by, and
Is that
I
pretty
don't think
common?
about it anymore.
Is that pretty common in Trondheim?
Well, more and more. I think we have a lot of tourists. There's a lot of Japanese tourists holding up cameras. I used to think that was like really awkward, taking a selfie and stuff like that. Now it's just, I don't think about it.
The reason why I ask is because it's so normal in LA.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, just seeing it, no one cares if
Yeah.
you point a camera at yourself and you just start filming, because it's just kind of expected from everyone. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought about that, like the idea of someone vlogging in public and actually kind of narrating things and talking about like what you're doing and where you're going. Yeah, it's an interesting concept to just kind of see it in the wild.
Yeah, it is.
And I would bet that like it's probably not as common here. So.
It's not as common, no. We don't have. Everyone wants to be an influencer in LA, but here it's not that.
Yeah.
People are more introverted here, I guess, than in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of the reasons of I wanted to travel with you was, of course, I really wanted to get to know you better because we had a good time in Florence, and I like showing people around Norway and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you are an incredible photographer and videographer, so I wanted to learn from you.
Thank you.
So I've been sort of just following along and watching what you've been doing this whole time. Watching how you set up the camera, how you're sort of thinking about when you're filming waterfalls and stuff like that, for example.
Mm-hmm. Now we are here in the Flåm Valley, and this is the Flåm River that you hear in the background. And Kyler is trying to record a video with river sounds that you can use for sleep and stuff. And we spent a few hours here yesterday recording some sounds and getting some nice shots. And today it's gonna try to get some more audio and another couple of shots. This is gonna be a beautiful, beautiful video. So Kyler is teaching me how to shoot and how to color grade a little bit. So I'm excited. I've never done anything like this before. Everything I've made so far has been with a GoPro, like now. But it's really, really interesting to see how a professional is thinking and using his camera. So going forward, I'm gonna try a lot of different things. It's probably gonna be a lot of weird stuff in the beginning, but hopefully I'll get better over time.
I've learned so much. That's from here on out. I'm gonna try to use some of that knowledge and try to be more creative in the videos that I make. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. I'm very curious myself. At this point, I have no idea what's gonna happen. But that's also another thing that I'm kind of scared about, because yeah. So far, I've just been pointing the camera somewhere and just seeing what happens. But now I'm sort of, I want to try to plan things out a little bit more and see if I can make things better.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's been really, really interesting following you and seeing how you've been doing things.
Thank
It
you.
inspired me a lot.
Thank you. I'm happy to inspire you. You've inspired me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like just starting out on the trip, I was like immediately I was thinking, oh man, what am I getting myself into? But then sometimes you're like, you know, when the thing about me is like it's very hard, like controlling anxiety and all that stuff. When that hits you, it's kind of like I can't just like turn it off and everything. But sometimes, like when I do find myself in situations where I can actually push myself, I'm like, we could see what's on the other side of this mountain, and it might be incredible. But like just saying like, no, it's just not gonna do it. It's like you don't know what you're like really missing out on.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something that I'm gonna take with me, and not just kind of get off the beaten path a little bit more, and kind of keep an open mind to like more exploration and just seeing more than what I normally tend to do, and places I normally tend to go, and really get outside of my comfort zone. And so
Well, that's good.
that's a lot that I've just been taking.
Well,
from
you got out of your comfort zone when we got to Olden, the valley with where we camped, and you slept in the car for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that was.
I find it hard to believe I'm not gonna die.
Not gonna die, I promise you. This is awesome, isn't it?
Awesome.
Yeah. You never slept in a sleeping bag before?
I've never camped in life.
It's the first time for everything, isn't it?
I'll let you know tomorrow, man. No, like I've actually never camped.
Yeah, well, then it's about time.
I've always just stayed in like a camper where I have heat. But I guess, you know, I need to rough it every now and then.
Yeah. Okay. Good night. Sleep tight.
That was wild. And so yeah, that was one of those moments where I was like, you know what, let me just do it. Because I'm always, I mean, for me, I like being comfortable. I like being comfortable. I mean, I do have I have a nomadic lifestyle, but I'm not like a super camper or anything like that. Like I don't like to just like really just like rough it, you know? Like, cause I like to have a warm shower when I can. I just like being comfortable. And so that was the thing where I was like, you know what, let me just do this. Let me just do it. It'll be fun.
How was it? How was the experience?
It was great. It was great. I don't like being cold too much, especially when I'm sleeping. But no, it was great. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Well, it wasn't bad at all. It was actually pretty cool. And the thing that I love the most is just waking up and then just looking at, like, the landscape that morning was absolutely amazing. It was so beautiful. It was so clear. And, like, because when we got there, it was dark. You couldn't see it. You couldn't see where we were and everything. And just waking up to that was like, wow.
Last night we went to sleep in the pitch black darkness. It's always interesting to see what it looks like when you wake up. We're in Olden at the moment. What a gorgeous place this is.
Hear that? It's like a waterfall or something?
Yeah.
I do want to have more of these experiences. So I'm thinking like my next trip, pretty soon maybe will be, once I can come back to Europe, will probably be Iceland, and I'm thinking of going that route
Oh, yeah?
and,
Just
and
sleeping in the
camping
car.
more.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
fun. Yeah,
You're gonna have some amazing experiences doing that, and especially like you recording and wanting to capture nature and stuff.
yeah,
When you're camping, you're so close to nature,
Mhm.
so you hear it and you feel it in a different way than if you
Yeah.
just go out, set up your camera, and then go back in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then after Olden, we went to we took a drive through the valley and then ended up in the Geirangerfjord, where we took a boat ride.
Yeah,
That was, to me, that's one of the most amazing moments I've ever had. It's like a completely still fjord. There was no one on the boat.
yeah. That was cool.
It's a bit slippery. Watch out. Whoa! Yeah. Wow. What a view. And this is the Geirangerfjord. We're taking the ferry from Hellesylt to Geiranger. This is just incredible. What a place. This is my first time taking this ferry. I've been to Geiranger before, but not in winter. Oh. You feel so small when you're in the middle of all of these steep mountains. Kyler is also making a video. A walking video. Just walking around the boat, looking at the view. Oh, look at this. Wow. The fjord, wow. Slippery. The fjord is full of ice. Oh, that is so cool. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Wow. This is so cool. And here we have Geiranger in the distance. Now we're here. This road is awesome to ride on a motorcycle. If you've been following the channel for a while, you might remember Pia and I coming here. I also came here with Christian and Elias, but that was in May. It's a bit warmer than now.
That was really cool because, I mean, I've never, like, this is, like, I don't think I've ever even seen a fjord until this trip. Even like during my travels to Iceland, I don't think I ever went to any of the fjords. So it was like seeing like the insane mountains, seeing like just this totally still water where it just looks like a sheet of just glass and the mountains reflecting, the sky reflecting. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. That had to have been the most beautiful boat ride I've ever taken in my life. That was incredible, and that was probably the highlight of my trip, like just seeing that, and yeah.
I don't think a lot of people get to see that, because a lot of people go to the Geirangerfjord in summer, but in winter, complete silence, and with the ice on the water.
Yeah,
and that was.
We had the whole thing to ourselves.
Yeah.
We had the whole thing to ourselves. It was totally quiet. It was very peaceful, and just something about it. Like I'm so positive that it's very beautiful in the summer. But I just imagine all the people.
Yeah.
I just imagine like how like everyone just taking their picture, getting their selfies and stuff in, and just having it to yourself, and just seeing all these mountains just covered in snow. And then like as we arrived to the next town, it was just like these sheets of just ice on the water, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. Like, and the sky was absolutely perfect the entire time, which is very, very hard to predict the sky here in Norway because it changes
Yeah.
every 20 minutes.
So we've seen that. We've done a few driving videos
Mhm.
for your channel, and
Yeah.
we went from sunny blue skies
Yeah.
to snowstorms
Yeah.
in just an hour. And,
Yeah. Yeah. So, even just being here in the cabin,
yeah.
woke up this morning, you couldn't see a thing. It was foggy. It snowed for hours, and then immediately I went and took a nap. Woke up, the sky is clear. It's a beautiful sunset, and yeah, like that's just today. And I don't know what to expect tomorrow, but I have a feeling I'm going to experience like 3 different types of weather in the same day. But that's what's so cool about here is that the weather is just so dynamic that you can just get so much.
Yeah.
You can get so much content and I don't know, it's just so interesting. I love places like this.
This was the first sort of cabin you've been to, in like mountain cabin, or
No, I've been to mountain cabins, but like this has been like most cabins I've been to, it's always been like a little bit more resorty,
Mm.
you know, like going to like a cabin like in California and stuff like that, or in like northern Georgia, not really resorty, but you have a little bit more,
yeah,
like
running water and
running water, high speed internet,
yeah,
warm shower, things like that. We're not melting snow, but this is like, again, it's like this experience like really grounds you.
yeah.
I feel like
That's why I love being here. It's just
Yeah.
you get away from everything. There's no sounds, no nothing.
yeah,
When we came up here, it was pretty good. We were lucky with the weather when we came up.
yeah.
It was clear sky, and then an hour later it was snowing and storming last night.
Yeah.
So this is the outhouse.
Oh,
The
nice.
Old school outhouse.
Cool.
So, and here we are. Welcome.
It's actually pretty warm in here.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I hope you're gonna like it here.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's perfect. This is a lot more than even what I expected.
Let's go outside and you can see the actual view. Oh wow, look at that. The mountains. With the sun on it.
And then
And
your
then
city shut down.
Yeah, my city shut down this morning, and the buses stopped going because of a snowstorm.
Yeah.
But last night we got to see the starry night, and you got an
Wow.
amazing photo of the.
Yeah. Starry night, like the sky was clear. I've never seen so many stars in my life. Like, oh my god. Just the amount of stars. Captured that. We were outside for a little while. Just doing some astrophotography. And then I even was lucky enough that we got the northern lights. You couldn't even see them with your eyes, but they were in the photo, just very faintly at the bottom. But that was still pretty cool to have that in my shot. So yeah, I'm happy that I came out here, and I'm happy that I am having this experience because it just opens your mind. Like we were talking earlier about, like, you know, not embracing change
Mm.
and just wanting to stay in your comfort zone and everything like that. Like these experiences have just kind of have pushed me out of that to where I kind of want to do more, and I kind of want to see how far I can really take things and what I can really do. The only challenging thing about me personally is I'm so dependent on technology just to do my job that it's like I can't, at least for now. But
Your goal is to go full time on YouTube at some point, or
yeah, my goal is to go full time on YouTube. I could very well go full time on YouTube right now, but YouTube just the way it fluctuates and everything, and it's just a kind of a scary thought, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very like to put everything into YouTube.
Yeah.
And the thing about it now also is I have I have a bit of loyalty to the people that I work with now, just because they've been full on supportive of my YouTube channel since day one. Like, they've always been like, hey, how's your YouTube channel doing? Hey, I was watching your videos. Hey, this is... And finding a company that doesn't get pissed that the fact that, oh, you're doing YouTube? Oh, then you don't have time for us and everything. Like, finding people who are just okay is, like, very rare. So, I haven't been in too much of a rush.
Oh, that's good. That's I'm also very lucky in that aspect. Like, I've been traveling for a year now, and with the company I'm working for, Langera Coffee Roasters, they're just the perfect company. They allow me to do anything. If I need to travel or go away for a day or whatever it is I'm asking, they say, okay, go for it. Good luck. Having that company at my back, like knowing I can always go back there if I need to, it gives me the sort of courage to just try. And if I fail, I can always go back there.
Yeah.
And having people like that at your back is valuable.
It's very good to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. How was it for you? Just out of curiosity, like, knowing that, like, okay, I have X amount of dollars and everything, and I'm just going to go pursue this YouTube. And the difference between you and me is, like, I'm even scared to do it now, and I'm already, like, I'm like, my channel's already generating enough revenue where I'm like, okay, I could do it and live pretty comfortable in most countries. But you started from nothing.
Yeah.
And left.
Yeah.
And just kind of, that wasn't, like, totally terrifying to you?
It would have been, but at the time, if you've been following the channel, you know my story with everything that happened with the accident, and that I've been struggling a lot to just stay alive, basically. And so when I decided to do the trip the way I did, that was my last resort. I was ready to just end it, just kill myself. But I just figured, okay, I have this money in the bank. I've saved up. I sold my apartment, sold everything I own. And let's just see what happens. And so I just got on my bike with one goal in mind, just head south and see what happens. Say yes to as many opportunities that I can, and just see what happens. Right. If I crash and burn tomorrow, that's fine. I'm satisfied with my life. I've had a more interesting life than most people on this planet. I can't complain about anything. If I survive tomorrow, then I have a new experience. Yeah. And I've sort of kept that mind state the whole time. And it has sort of allowed me to I stopped being scared. Yeah. I have zero fear for anything. I don't care if anything bad happens, because nothing can be as bad as what I already went through. And so whatever happens, well, I got through that. Probably get through the next thing as well. If not, then so be it. And that sort of has allowed me to just try whatever it is. I'm not afraid of trying anything anymore, because what's the worst that can happen? And because of that, I've met so many amazing people. I've had so many amazing experiences and heard so many interesting stories. And I've really grown and learned a lot about everything, the world, other cultures, how other people are thinking and seeing the world. I'm understanding how I've been sort of living in a bubble in my own head. I think everyone does. Everyone lives in their own little bubble and sees their own world.
Yeah.
So you have to go out and talk to people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different everything, to get like a fuller perspective on things, on life. And then you take a little bit of what everyone gives you, and you form a new self in a way, and a new way of looking at life.
Yeah, I agree.
That has been. That's why I'm not scared. Whatever happens, if I fail the YouTube thing, I tried. I have no regrets. I tried it, and there's always room for a barista or need for a barista somewhere. I can always find a barista job somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
And having Langøra support me through this, that just gives me an extra sort of level of security.
Yeah.
The coffee business doesn't make you rich, but it's fun. I really enjoy it, and that's more important than the money.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah. So what are your plans going forward now?
Gonna go to Bulgaria for maybe a week or two. Relax my brain.
Warm up.
Warm up, hopefully. I don't know what the weather's like in Bulgaria. But go to Bulgaria, chill out for a little while, get some editing done. For the last couple of months, it's just been constant, just shooting. And I feel like I just haven't had just a mental break. Then I am off to Japan. Back to Japan, because I came here from Japan. So it's kind of wild, and that's the other thing. It's just adjusting jet lag and just times, and like, oh my God. Like this, just the start of this year, I've never just flown from like US, Romania, Japan, and all Norway, and then Bulgaria, Japan. Like it's just switching time zones like every like week or two. It's just been so taxing on everything. And I feel like after Japan, like I'm done for a little while. I want to go home. I do want to go home.
Go home on vacation?
You go home on vacation. I want to take a vacation, go home. Then what I'm really excited for, because I've never been in my life, is I'm off to Australia. And I'm gonna be traveling with another friend. And I actually met her, and we met in Canada. And she is Australian, but we are going to be traveling Australia for about a month, and then we're going to travel New Zealand for about a month. So that's going to be...
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've been to New Zealand once and Australia once, and
Really?
I really want to go back on my motorcycle. I really want to go there.
This is one of those things where I have to just keep an open mind for things.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about being terrified. Australia absolutely terrifies
There you
the hell out
have
of me.
things to be scared of. Spiders and and snakes.
Yes.
And
Everything. Everything like nightmares are made of, I feel like it's just in the Australian wild. Like I'll just sit and just watch.
you gotta go camping when you get to Australia.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
That's a challenge. That's gonna be a story to tell.
Yeah, I've heard stories of other people camping. Just waking up to like spiders, like being covered, sleeping bag just covered in spiders and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Most spiders are fine. It's just a fraction of them that are dangerous to you.
I just it's yeah. Spiders aren't my biggest fear in Australia though, but there's just a lot of wildlife.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. It's just and a lot of things that I've just not used to. But I think it'll be great. I think it'll be a fun trip. I am gonna camp on this trip, but I am a little nervous about this one. I've seen they have some really massive. Why is everything like 5 times the size of what we have? It's like this. I don't know if you've seen the videos. But it's these. I guess they're harmless, but just these massive spiders just chilling in people's homes.
Yeah, they're cool.
And they're just How do they even manage to get inside? They're like the size. They're bigger than mice. They're big.
Yeah.
Really huge spiders. I think I'm exaggerating a little bit on the spiders. I'm actually really, really stoked for Australia and New Zealand. I think that is going to be incredible.
Well, that's going to be
It'll be
interesting.
great.
I'm looking forward to seeing what
More
you're up to there.
cold weather.
Well, I guess you're flying out of here. Was it tomorrow? No, day after tomorrow?
Wednesday. So that is that is
3 days.
not even, yes, in 3 days. Very early, 6 a.m. So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's been really, really fun traveling with you and getting to know you better.
yeah, thank you.
It's been a great experience.
Thank you
I
for.
hope you've enjoyed it here.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing, and thank you so much for like all the help that you've put in. Like, you have no idea how much I appreciate everything that you've done, from showing me all of these beautiful places to like this was on a whim because didn't really have much of a plan, didn't really know where we were gonna stay half the time, and just finding things, and you've done all the driving. So just with all the driving videos that you've helped with these. Yeah, man. Just with everything, the what is it called, the ferries, and just kind of getting my feet wet with Norway. I feel a lot more comfortable next time I'm here. Just going out and exploring.
You want to come back?
Yeah, of course I want to come back to Norway. Norway is beautiful. It's such a beautiful country. There's always these certain countries that I'm there like multiple times. Like I can never get enough of going to these countries, and that is Switzerland, Mexico, Iceland, Japan. Like, I just love those countries, and like I've been to Japan many times, Iceland so many times, and every time I go, I'm just like, it's beautiful, it's amazing. Have some crazy experience, and now like I can for sure add Norway to that place where I'll just be like every single year, or whenever I have the opportunity, just come to Norway. Like,
Well, let me know when next time you come, and we can at least have a coffee.
Yeah,
Or
for sure.
Go for another
sure.
road trip or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, good luck on your future travels, and thank you for joining me on this trip.
Of course,
been
and
amazing.
hopefully, if we meet up next year, YouTube is
Hopefully.
still going for
We'll
you,
do.
man, and you're still pursuing it. I have a feeling you will be. I think your channel is going to do very well, and I think you have a very good idea, a very good concept, and I think that it's one of those things where I feel like the YouTube algorithm, it just gives you a break sometimes, and then you're
Yeah, we'll
just
see.
like,
As long as it's fun to do,
yeah,
I'll keep doing it.
Mhm.
And it's, for me, it's like having the camera makes me braver, because I really struggle, like, just doing stuff, getting out of and actually start doing stuff.
Mhm.
But having the camera there and sort of having someone expect a video from something,
Mhm.
it forces me out of my comfort zone more,
Yeah.
and it forces me to go out and do stuff because
Yeah.
I have to film it, and then
Yeah.
it just turns into an amazing experience that I wouldn't have had if I didn't have the camera.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So now my plan going forward is, going back to France, where I will see Jonathan again. I know in the videos here, not much time has passed, but now the videos are catching up to reality again. And I'm going back to see Jonathan and hopefully my friends in Antibes. And then I'm heading to Turkey, towards Turkey at least, and then we'll see if I make it there or not. That I don't know.
Yeah.
The situation in Turkey at the moment is, I don't know. With the earthquakes and the situation on the Syrian border, and
Yeah.
I don't really know. But we'll
Turkey's
see what
not really
happens.
Getting a break right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, and that's the direction I'm going. And so if any of you are living between France and Turkey and see me passing by or whatever, I would love to grab a cup of coffee and have a chat.
And you still haven't decided what path you're going yet.
Still haven't decided that. I think I'll wing it. If I see an interesting coffee shop on the way, or if someone tells me I should do something that seems interesting,
Yeah.
I'll follow that and I'll see which route I take. Both down Italy and taking the ferry over, and going down through Croatia and everything. Both of
Yeah.
those routes are amazing. So
Okay.
I can't go wrong.
No, either way, it's going to be amazing. And
Yeah.
I'm very excited to follow your journey.
Cool. Well, thank you. It's been great. So
Thank you.
tune in to Nomadic Ambiance's channel if you need help sleeping or just want to travel through his ice. It's the videos are really amazing. Very like slow going, makes you feel really calm and relaxed. And
I hope it does.
And over the next few weeks, I guess maybe you'll see what we've filmed. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Peace.
Cool.